Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see what's still happening with the storms in Australia. So we're still having some very strong downpours in spots of Queensland over the last few days, and you still have some over central Queensland, some spots there, but especially near the coast now, near Townsville, some more in the Coral Sea as well, and in some islands there. So these downpours are also affecting Northern Territory, especially northern areas there. Some very strong storms, a lot of lightning happening now, and also some spots in northwestern Australia. And these are forecast to continue over the next few days as well. So let's see here. We still have kind of this broad low pressure spinning near Queensland that's bringing all these strong storms, and still shows by Tuesday, tomorrow, still a lot of storms from central Queensland, spot the Northern Territory, those downpours as well, and also near the coast. So Tuesday this goes later into Wednesday, still shows some downpours possible in Queensland, and Tuesday, Wednesday still shows late Wednesday into Thursday, some more storms in Queensland possible. Then Wednesday, Thursday still shows this goes a little bit further south, maybe northern New South Wales by Friday, and this continues mainly in Queensland. But by Friday, it shows some more rain for northern New South Wales. Might have some rain near the coast as well in Queensland, and more spots there. But the heaviest storms would be like more central Queensland, central southern Queensland. Then this goes and does show potentially Saturday some stronger storms near southeastern Queensland and New South Wales, including like some areas further south in New South Wales, even Sydney, kind of some storms, Coffs Harbour, and more spots there. And still shows those tropical downpours in the north and the northwest. So be aware, Saturday this goes, and then shows this moisture goes off into the Coral Sea by Sunday the 30th, and then this goes away, but might eventually bring some storms to New Caledonia and New Zealand after April 2nd, but we'll keep watching. There's the GFS too, shows like those storms in Queensland now into Tuesday, still all that heavy rain into Wednesday there, and then Thursday still shows. Friday the GFS still has some storms in Queensland, and then Saturday it has some, and then by Sunday it does take this offshore. But the GFS is different, still has on Sunday a storm or two in Queensland and some moisture there, so we'll monitor this situation. But the icon shows more precise now, shows those heavy storms still today into Tuesday, and then this tries to move south slightly, but mostly remains in Queensland, and those other storms further north into the northern Australia too, and shows maybe into northeastern South Australia might get affected as well. But those heaviest downpours through central northern Queensland might be the most problematic in terms of rainfall amounts. So this goes, and still a lot by like Thursday, many storms in Queensland, and these ones near the coast, it doesn't look like much here on the model, but it might be very much like these ones you see on satellite now. So please be aware. And then Thursday, northern New South Wales, maybe some southern Queensland. The icon on Friday does have some New South Wales, not way to the Northern Territory. So this goes Saturday, this exits the coast, maybe some more storms, the coast of New South Wales and Queensland, and then this goes away into New Zealand, New Caledonia. But the icon still keeps a storm or two Monday the 31st in spots of Queensland. So yeah, please be careful. Those areas there, this one's more high resolution too. There's this one for northern Queensland, but let's try to find like central Queensland here, if I can find it maybe. So here, this is not the precise area, but it does show like those storms like Monday into Tuesday, a thing or two in New South Wales as well. Then Tuesday, especially central Queensland, those areas there. And then there's this one for New South Wales, some showers, but nothing crazy. The strongest part might come later, like for later Thursday and Friday. But this one for Northern Queensland does show those storms central Queensland, those heavier downpours near the coast as well, and more spots there. And tomorrow Thursday still shows those scare downpours too. So please stay safe. There's the access itself here too, shows like Monday today. There's almost Tuesday, but those downpours there, and then into Tuesday still shows like this low pressure keeps spinning. This kind of line of convection starting the Bay of Carpentaria, that diving all the way south to central southern Queensland. So there's this corridor of moisture here, those heavy rains. Then this goes Tuesday to Wednesday, still a lot of storms there. Wednesday, Thursday shows more scattered out, but still shows like later Thursday into Friday some stronger storms possible too, and still some northwestern Australia and some by the coast too. So Thursday, Friday does take this towards the coast of Queensland, New South Wales. Then Saturday, still some storms there near the coast, but the access is interesting. It gets some moisture into the Coral Sea, but still shows some rain. Scattered Sunday still shows more rain, and it only gets rid of everything by like Tuesday when everything goes away. So that's a possibility too. So please be careful there. Here you have the river situation and the 24-hour rainfall. In the last 24 hours, many areas in red exceeded 100 millimeters the next 24 hours. And the rivers, mainly western, southwestern Queensland, some more flooding where those rains are happening. But this might grow in the next few days because of this rain still happening. So be careful with flooding there. So here we have the rain accumulation from the European. Only in the next 12 hours, it already shows spots to 106 millimeters, 104, some 82 millimeters. And in the next 5 days, already shows all of this in Queensland, like above 300, another spots 254, and even has spots to 400, like close to 500 millimeters in a few spots of central southern Queensland. So please stay safe. You can see this corridor here in pink of this moisture, and a lot there in the bay as well. And right on the coast here, you can have some strong ones too. So stay safe. The east coast as well, near Townsville, and other spots in Macrae and Bowen, so be careful, close to 200 millimeters or even more. In the northwestern coast, might get a lot too, near Darwin, more than 100, 156, 117, so be aware. Northern Territory, Northwestern Australia, even the eastern part of the South Australia, so be careful. Later, when this goes off the coast, already shows more close to 100 millimeters spots in New South Wales, some 85 in Sydney, so we'll keep monitoring that as well. But already shows 176 in Brisbane next 5 days, by like Saturday the 29th, when this goes off the coast, and later goes up to 182 by April 1st. So please be aware. There's the GFS, it's a little bit milder, shows more around like central Queensland, close to 347, but it's already tremendous. This can cause flooding and everything, so be careful. It has more further south in Queensland too, more than 200 more spots on the coast there, so please stay safe. And the GFS kind of focused in northwestern Australia with more than 400, close to 500 spots of the coast there, so be careful those tropical downpours. And there's the icon too, shows this very thin corridor here, like very neat corridor of the heaviest rain, like 400, close to 480, 464, some spots 200, does have more than 100 on the east coast as well later. And does have into New South Wales, Samoa close to 100, some spots there, 69, some 77, and more near Townsville as well, more than 100. It has also 165 in Darwin, more spots on the northern coast. So stay safe, especially these parts of Queensland. That's a significant flood threat with all this rain there. So please stay safe. And here, so here's the access to like 5 days until Saturday. It does show spots of 408 for 419, but mostly like 253 and close to 300 spots are like 255, and does have a lot on the northern coast there too. And further north some tropical downpours as well, and does have those spots of the coast like more than 250 millimeters, so be careful with those downpours there. And even has like already 107 in Brisbane, and then in other spots to 282. So stay safe, be aware. And also on the coast of northwestern Australia shows a shower or two in the southwest from small front, and this on the east coast by next weekend might be heavier. So be careful those areas. There's also the Canadian model here, shows like those spots in Queensland. Those whites, everything white is above 100, and those blacks are like nearly 200. So those yellowish areas there are close to 300, even more. So the Canadians have spots of 300, southwestern Queensland, other spots central Queensland, like further north there, some yellowish spots close to 300, 200. So stay safe and near the coast there too. And this map is crazy, and more near the northwestern coast. So stay safe there, be careful. There are these high resolution models too. This just in the next day or so. In already in the next 1 day and 19 hours, it already shows more than 287 millimeters, even 311 millimeters in the next day or so, spots between Townsville and Cardwell. So because this is a high resolution model, it shows the very precise storms there. And the other models, the global ones, took more than 5 days to show this amount. So just so you can see that, better check these models here for the current information. They don't go so far out. They only go like 1 day and 9 hours, or a little bit more. But be careful, because those storms can let out a burst of rain in a short amount of time that can cause a lot of flooding. It even has more than 100 millimeters in other parts of central northern Queensland in the next day or so. So stay safe. And the Northern Territory, the same thing with those tropical downpours. This model array has 135 millimeters in the next 21 hours in Darwin. Now the spots just south of Darwin, more than 200 millimeters. But if you are there and you're not seeing much, don't get confused too, because sometimes these models can exaggerate, but almost 90% of the times they are very accurate. So be careful. And does have some other areas above 100 millimeters too. So please stay safe there, and be careful, especially with the flooding in Queensland this week, and also Northern Australia because of those downpours. So stay safe. There might be other areas of slightly heavier rain near Fiji and other spots there, 280 millimeters. The GFS just around 56. The icon 33. but the axis does have like some 119 in Fiji, some islands just south of Fiji, 138, 139. So each model has a different idea, but the axis that does shows some heavy rain near Fiji and Vanuatu next 5 days. So just be aware there, and because of this area here, a lot of tropical moisture in the central southern Pacific. So stay safe. Shows spots of French Polynesia too, like 52 millimeters next 5 days, 46, 33 millimeters, 19, 26 millimeters. So be careful. Be aware. In Adamstown shows close to 78 millimeters, the European. So be aware. New Caledonia shows a storm or two as well, but later by April 3rd shows more in New Caledonia from the remnants of this thing in Australia. So be aware. The Samoa Islands might be more heavier showers, especially in the northern part. Some islands further north, close to some 83 millimeters, 64, and the situation here is the same as in northern Australia. Those downpours can let a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So if there was a high resolution model here, it would probably show a lot more than this. So just be aware, there might be more rain than what I'm showing you. But yeah, be careful. In other parts here, the Pacific shows a lot in Micronesia too, especially like some central islands there, close to 111, and more like in other areas, some 54 millimeters. In Palau shows some 42, in other areas just north of Palau. So be aware. In Kiribati, just 9, 7, 6 millimeters, but there might be some showers too. But northern Kiribati, the Marshall Islands, some more passing storms, except this northernmost island here, that's drier. So be aware. And especially Papua New Guinea has those like frequent tropical downpours. Be careful these central regions here, the central areas, and be careful with landslides as well in this heavy rain, especially in Australia and Papua New Guinea. Beware Western Guinea too, more tropical downpours, southern Indonesia as well, especially the island in Java, with 75 millimeters, close like 95 in some areas, some other areas, the northern face of these islands, even the southern part of this southernmost islands. But the central areas and eastern areas of Borneo does show more around Kalimantan, close to 146, some in northern Malaysia too. So be aware, more than 100. Now spotted 2 more showers and storms near Brunei, Malaysia, especially Indonesia, and there in Sumatra too, spotted southern Sumatra more, and western coast there's some more tropical downpours. So always in tropical downpours, be careful with lightning, winds, and even tornadoes and water spouts. So be careful, especially flooding. It can be most dangerous in those areas. And the Philippines does show like some 53, some 62, even to 71, and more in the northern Philippines too. So be careful those downpours. The GFS is a little bit more as spots of the southwestern Pacific and Papua New Guinea. There's the icon too, shows some more in the eastern Philippines and that area in Borneo. There's the axis that has interesting stuff. It shows more precise there in Kalimantan, close to 200 millimeters, Sulawesi, some more downpours as well, and it shows more precise central Sumatra, those downpours even more than 150. So stay safe, but be careful in Queensland there, in those areas, those downpours. This can be very dangerous, but stay safe. There's this system here now, tropical cyclone 26 or something, that's in the Indian Ocean near northwestern Australia. You just go away into the ocean. It won't affect anyone. And all the models just shows it going away there. But here Uh, let's see, there's 27 as well, shows just near the same area, and we also go away there to the ocean. There's this invest as well, actually near the southern Philippines there, but this is too close to the equator and kind of disorganized. I don't think you'll be that much of a threat, but be careful. And there's here like those systems, that's cyclone 27, I think. It just goes there into the ocean, no no biggie. But then it goes, yeah, and then dissipates. And for East Africa, no current dangers of tropical cyclones, just more passing showers and storms. Madagascar, spots of the Seychelles, and Central Africa too. So South Africa is kind of this cold front, these thunderstorms, including today, Monday, and then in Lesotho too, it shows some thunderstorms like Namibia too, some central areas, because the intertropical convergence zone is slightly moving north. So these central areas here, Tanzania into Kenya, might have some heavy rain the next few weeks. So shows 5 days close to 100 millimeters. Spot or two of Kenya, more like 68 millimeters, 65 in Gabon too. Spots of like some 87 or even more. Some in São Tomé, but this general area around the tropics here might get more. And including northern and eastern Madagascar, close to 90, 91 millimeters in a spot or two there. And this area offshore of Tanzania and north of the Comoros might get some heavy rain. The east coast of Tanzania too might have some heavier thunderstorms. We can see some thunderstorms now, parts of Zambia, Madagascar, even in Kenya, even shows some in southern Somalia, spots of Ethiopia. Does show some rain in Ethiopia too. Next 5 days, 65 millimeters, and some in Somalia too. So beware, starting to come alive in spots of central western Africa, shows some 76 millimeters, some 49, and more areas. So be careful there, including South America, very heavy spots of Brazil and Ecuador and Colombia. We made a video in Spanish for them a few days ago and in Portuguese. Go ahead and check that. And yeah, stay safe, but there might be more of those storms near South Africa and Eswatini. Still be careful of those thunderstorms. Some of them might be strong. So shows this front now, Monday into Tuesday still shows some storms. Still northeastern South Africa storms Wednesday to Mozambique, and Thursday still shows some passing storms. More in central areas of Africa too. Friday to Saturday more calm in South Africa, but does show maybe Sunday a few more storms and later. But we'll keep monitoring. We might make more detailed videos for Africa later, or Oceania about the heat, but just to mention here that these heats are getting very intense in Central Africa and even like creeping to Northern Africa, some high 30s, like 39 for 41 degrees spots of Africa. So this goes get slightly colder in Morocco during the night in other areas because of the mountains, but Tuesday, in the afternoon, shows South Sudan still some 39 to 40, spots in Mali to 41 degrees. The heat indices might be even higher. This goes and still shows very hot there. This is Wednesday, still shows 41, 40, even like to 42 in the spot or two, and far north in Egypt, Libya, some 30 is true the afternoon. So yeah, stay safe, and still shows into next week, not next week, yeah, this week, later this week, still some 40 spots central into Western Africa. So please stay safe in Australia. It's not that extreme anymore, but still, yeah, yeah, it's pretty extreme. But comparing to earlier in the season, there was like 45 or something. It's better now. Shows still 42 later into tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday. Spots of the desert, other spots some 30s. So be aware, some 30s near southern Australia too. More spots like Western Australia Tuesday into Wednesday there. Shows like more spots further west. And those 42 in spots desert, the heat indices might be crucial, even like 43, 44. So stay safe, stay cool. There's some 39, 40, 37. Still kind of warm, hot in further south in Australia, but during the night in the southeast does get slightly colder, especially New Zealand, close to 1 degree, 2 degrees in the mountains, and during the day doesn't warm up that much, just northern New Zealand, some 20s, and in the south might be spots milder too. So yeah, stay safe. In the islands, very tropical-ish temperatures, nothing crazy. And here does show like those winds are calm, but depends on where you're at. There are some fronts further south in the Pacific, but those winds are mainly calm. This goes sometimes near New Caledonia, slightly breezier, especially on the east coast of Australia next weekend because of those storms. Then there should this extra tropical cyclone March 31st forming near the Sea of Tasmania, a lot of wind and waves as well to New Zealand. And this has the potential for some very high winds in New Zealand, some waves, and the Europeans bringing some nasty stuff later near southern Australia in early April. So yeah, be aware, but nothing that crazy. And this week, those storms in Queensland might have strong winds inside of them. So be careful. The wind in those storms, and plus some scare gusts in other areas. And yeah, stay safe.